So in this weekly fragrance rotation, the sun finally came around and we got some warm weather. So if you want to know what fragrances I chose to wear throughout the week, stay tuned and find out. Hey, what's going on guys? Hunter here and welcome back to my channel. And if you are new, what I do is I make fragrance related content. So if you love fragrances, go ahead and smash the subscribe button down below. But that's right guys, yet another week, which means another weekly fragrance rotation coming right at you. So if you don't know or aren't familiar with what I do in these weekly fragrance rotations, what I do is I talk about what fragrance I chose to wear on each day, what temperature it was, the kind of weather, how many sprays, and if we got any compliments or not. So as per usual, let's start this week off on Sunday. All right, so on Sunday, it wasn't really a warm day. It was kind of cloudy and gloomy. I did do a little bit of shopping and stuff like that. And I actually wore a fragrance that was my first time wearing it because I just got it in. And it is from the brand new Banana Republic Icon line. It is Midnight Hour. Now, Midnight Hour was the most anticipated one out of the three new ones that came out that I was actually looking forward to. And if you don't know, I'm a huge fan of the Icon line. I actually owned all 14, now all 17 with these three. But on Sunday, I did do shopping. Like I said, I did 10 sprays of this stuff for the first time. I wanted to get a full wearing out of it and see how it develops and wears on my skin. And if you don't know, Midnight Hour actually contains oud, just like Oud Mosaic by Banana Republic, which is actually my favorite. This one does have oud, but it's kind of subtle. The main note and the main player you're gonna get with Midnight Hour is actually a mango vibe. It's a very exotic, very tropical. It does have a similarity to Creed's Aventus, just with mango instead of pineapple. It does dry down with the oud. I do actually prefer the dry down of this instead of the opening. The opening is very, very fruity, very mango heavy. So if you're looking to get this fragrance, you're gonna absolutely have to love the note of mango, which honestly is not my favorite, but it does have a place and it will work great for like the spring and summer. And what I like about Midnight Hour is actually it's a very versatile oud fragrance that can be worn all year round, which is kind of hard to come by since ouds usually only work for like fall and winter. This one you can rock it spring, fall, winter, summer, just all year easily guys. But I did not get any compliments from Midnight Hour, even though the performance was actually pretty decent from my wearing. I had no complaints with the performance of it, but that's what I chose to wear on Sunday is the brand new Midnight Hour. Okay, so for Monday, I am at work and I decided to pull out a 80s classic, which you guys might know what I'm talking about because I just did an unboxing and first impression of it, but I did pull out Drakkar Noir. Now, with Drakkar Noir, this was actually my first time getting a full wearing out of it as well, just like with Midnight Hour. It was like in the 60s, a very rainy, kind of cold, gloomy day as well too, but I did go 10 sprays of Drakkar Noir, and that might have been a bad idea because on Monday when I came into work, they pretty much dropped the mask, so 90% of people were not wearing masks, and I went 10 sprays of this stuff, guys. I got no compliments from Drakkar Noir, but I did get people like looking at me and stuff like that, so it might have been a little bit overkill because obviously with no mask interrupting your scent of smell, you're gonna be able to pick up smells a little bit better. But with Drakkar Noir, in all honesty, it's not really a dark, daring, either like complex fragrance like I thought it would have been from my initial first impression. And it even has the Noir name in it, which I don't think it should have that name at all, which obviously means dark. There's nothing dark about it. It's just a very soapy, fresh, kind of shaven foam, shaving cream, lavender fragrance. A very, very barbershop. This is like the definition of a barbershop fragrance to me. It is a little bit herbal. It does have a leather in the dry down, but nothing daring, nothing dark about it. But yeah, that's what I chose to wear to work on Monday is Drakkar Noir. So on Tuesday, I'm also at work, but on Tuesday it was actually a pretty sunny day. Like one of the first sunny days we've had in a long time. I think it almost reached around 70 degrees. And I pulled out one of the most potent, strong, fresh fragrances you can actually probably buy because as we know, fresh fragrances don't usually last, but this one, not a problem. And of course it is by the House of Authenticity, and I'm speaking about Fresh Boss. Now, like I said, this is a very fresh, almost like orange, almost powdery lavender. This is a very complex fragrance for being a freshie. You do, like I said, have that nice orange mandarin. It comes across a little bit powdery, It has a lavender, so it is a little bit barbershop-y as well. But this is actually a very versatile, fresh fragrance that can also be worn pretty much all year round. And I didn't think that at first, but after wearing it, yeah, definitely can be versatile. Now, it is an extrait de parfum. Being a freshie, of course, it will last easily 12 plus hours. I never have any complaints by this house when it comes to performance as far as projection and longevity. It just always is beast mode, every single one of them. And I do have 8 in my collection. And I will be speaking about this one and summer vibes very, very soon. So stay tuned for that. But on that day, I did go 11 sprays actually, because I did 1 on my clothes just to test it out and stuff like that. I did not get any compliments. It was a very nice wearing with this one. I pretty much smelled it throughout the entire day. Very, very strong. But that's what I chose to wear on Tuesday is Fresh Boss. All right, so on Wednesday, I was at work for most of the day. It was another rainy day, but it was warm. It was like in the mid 70s, if I'm not mistaken. And I put out a powerhouse of a fragrance, and I'm speaking about Dior Sauvage Elixir. Now, with Elixir, I didn't actually go too heavy on the sprays because this stuff is very strong. I did go 6 sprays of it. And that's all you pretty much need with this beast. And I actually did get 2 comments on it, pretty much 2 compliments. I had this one woman that knows I wear fragrances and stuff like that because she has complimented me before, but I'm not usually around her at work or anything like that. But she did say, wow, what fragrance you got on today? It smells really good. So I told her, obviously, it was Sauvage Elixir. She complimented me, said she loved it. And then later that day after work, I actually did meet my mother to get dinner. And she also asked me, what fragrance did I have on because she smelled it. And mind you guys, that was probably around like 13 hours after initial first spray of this stuff. So very long lasting. Of course, what you would expect with a extrait de parfum. This stuff is beast mode, guys. If you're not familiar with Sauvage Elixir, it is obviously it has some barbershop qualities with lavender, a little bit of ambroxan, very woody, a little bit spicy as well. Just all in all, an incredible flanker to the original Sauvage, which I do like. Not a love for me, but I do like it. This one is by far my favorite out of all the Sauvage flankers. This stuff is so good, but it is kind of like the most daring and the most complex out of all of them as well. Not everyone's gonna like this stuff, but I absolutely love it. And the people comment me to like it as well. So that's what I chose to wear on Wednesday is Sauvage Elixir. So wrapping the work week off on Thursday, I did pull out a fragrance that I think is very, very good as far as projection and stuff. And I actually missed this one. I haven't worn it in quite some time, but I might be wrong about the projection because I actually pulled out Azzaro Wanted, the original EDT. And usually this stuff does project very, very well. It's just kind of very sharp. It's heavy on lemon. It's very fresh. But on that day, it was actually pretty sunny. It wasn't that warm though, just the sun was out. It wasn't cloudy. I did go 12 sprays of Wanted, pretty much overkill, at least that's what I thought. And when I was at work, I had this woman that has commented me before on Aventus, I believe. And I talked about Aventus, told her about it and stuff like that. And she commented today saying, are you wearing that expensive fragrance again? I was like, no, actually I'm not. Why? Did you smell me? Do I smell good? She said, no. So I was wondering, I was like, huh. So she doesn't smell Wanted after 12 sprays. I don't know if maybe I just wasn't that close to her, it was kind of far away, but still, I guess this stuff just was not projecting either that day or whatnot. But yeah, I guess no comments on Azzaro Wanted, even though it is kind of a crowd-pleasing fragrance. It does dry down though. The dry down I'm not the biggest fan of. It can kind of come across like BO, which I have heard other people say that as well, and it does. So the opening of this stuff is very, very good, but the dry down, not so much. So that's what I chose to wear to wrap up the work week is Wanted. All right, so on Friday, it was another warmer day in the 70s or so. And I chose to wear a fragrance that I haven't reached for because I actually got it during the winter time. And this is definitely more of a spring summer fragrance without a doubt. So I'm excited to start wearing it. And the fragrance is by Bond No. 9. It is the scent of peace for him. Just check out this bottle with the bow tie. I actually love this bottle. So with the scent of peace for him, I did go 10 sprays of this stuff because I wanted to see how it would perform and stuff like that. That's what I usually do to get a full wearing of the fragrance to see how it lasts and performs and projects. Now, I did actually go out to dinner with this fragrance out on a patio. It was kind of a nicer day. I did not get any compliments on the scent of peace for him. And if you're wondering how this fragrance smells, it does get compared to Creed's Aventus yet again. A lot of fragrances get compared to Aventus, of course. But with the centerpiece for him, this is a much more fruity, fresh, vibrant, with no smoke. It does have a similar DNA to Aventus, but it is a completely different fragrance. If you had these two side by side, they don't smell alike at all. Just similar notes and stuff like that, but just way more fruity with the centerpiece for him. And I absolutely love this stuff. The performance and the projection was very nice, and it has a nice pleasant projection as well. It actually smells a little bit better in the air than just out of the nozzle, at least for me. So that's what I wore on Friday, is the centerpiece for him. All right, wrapping the week off on Saturday. Now on Saturday, it was a very cold, dark, rainy day. And in my opinion, there's no better genre of fragrance for a rainy day than Vetiver. And I pulled out which may be my favorite Vetiver of all time, at least to this day now. And it is Roja Parfums Vetiver Parfum Cologne. Now with this one, I did go 6 sprays because I didn't really do much. I kind of just sat at home. I watched UFC in the evening, and that was pretty much it. But I did want to put out a Vetiver fragrance because that is what I usually crave on a rainy day. With this one, it comes across like a very cold, almost dry Vetiver. It's very unique, very different, and of course, very complex. That's what I love about the note of Vetiver, is it can smell a million different ways depending on how it's blended, how it's with other notes. It's just a very complex note in and of itself without any other notes. It's just so different in every fragrance. It comes across a little bit grassy in here as well. You do have a little bit of a citrus in the top, but it's not dominant at all in the dry down as well. It's a little bit woody. Just a very nice Vetiver, man. Roja, to me, just never disappoints with his creations. He is, of course, a master perfumer, and he did Vetiver very nicely in this fragrance. And it was just perfect for that cold, rainy day because that's exactly how this comes across. So yeah, that's what I chose to wear on Saturday to wrap the week off, is Vetiver by Roja Parfums. Now, as usual, guys, comment down below what you guys chose to wear throughout the week. I love hearing it as usual. Leave a like on the video if you did enjoy it. Subscribe if you guys haven't already, and I'll catch all you guys in the next fragrance upload. Take care, everybody.